Jeremiah chapter 25. We finished, well, we kind of went through all of these nations that God is going to take care of, if you will, after the 70 years of captivity. He's going to start, well, of course, he's starting with Jerusalem and Judah before the captivity, and he's sending his servant Nebuchadnezzar to finish the job with Judah and Jerusalem, take them into captivity. And then we found out last week about all of these nations, and of course the favorite one was Uz. You know, where was Uz? We don't know. And Buz, we don't know where Buz was either. Buz is down there too. But all these nations that are going to, if you will, drink, and that's the way it's phrased, drink the cup of God's fury, God's wrath. And we finished up verse 27 last week. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, all of those nations, okay, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, drink ye, okay, listen to his word, okay, and listen to his word and pay attention and be drunken and spew and fall and rise no more because of the sword which I will send among you. Okay? And that's talking about destruction of all of those nations, and all of those nations at the time were actually part of the Babylonian Empire, the empire that Nebuchadnezzar built. Okay? Conquer everybody and all of these places and all of these nations. Okay, and if did I get and it shall be if they refuse to take the cup of thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, he's telling Jeremiah his prophet, you're going to say to them, thus saith the Lord of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. Okay, and you can apply that to today. Okay, he's saying the same thing to the nations today. That's everybody. That's us'uns, them'uns, everybody. For lo, verse 29, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. He's starting with Judah and Jerusalem, the city called by his name, and I bring evil on that city. Now he asks a question, and should ye be utterly unpunished? Hey, the rest of you nations, if I am judging my chosen people in the city that's called by my name, Jerusalem, okay, how are you going to escape? If I'm going to judge them, how are you going to escape? How are you going to go unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished. All those nations up there, ye shall not, for I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth. Okay, now here he's not talking, in this section he's not talking about, if you will, the world, what they considered the world at that time, which would be all that, Middle East, around the Mediterranean. Okay? That's what was considered the world at the time. All those Elam, Uz, Buz, all those kingdoms. So all the inhabitants of the earth. Think about that. That's the earth today. Okay? We fall in that category. And the only way we can get away from God's judgment, God's punishment upon all the inhabitants of the earth is to trust Him. Trust His Son as our personal Savior. Trust God and believe in God and hearken unto His words, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore, prophesy thou against them all these words, and say unto them, He's instructing, hey, and we get to see, Jeremiah's prophecies. And most of Jeremiah's prophecies are not good news. If you are not trusting in God, this is not good news. The Lord shall roar from on high and utter His voice from His holy habitation. Okay? When this happens, okay, we will know it's going to happen. Jeremiah has been telling, Jeremiah and Ezekiel, Daniel, Isaiah, all those prophets, they've been telling the people that this is going to happen, and they're giving them God's word. They're not listening. Okay? But when, this stuff in this verse, hey, it's all going to come true. Parts of it have already come true. It's all going to come true. We're going to know about it. The trump of the Lord shall sound, okay? And we're going to know about it. Okay. He shall give a shout as they that tread the grapes, okay, against all the inhabitants of the earth. You think of, treading out grapes. They're stomping on the grapes. Well, that's what's gonna happen. We're the grapes. If we're not trusting, we're gonna be stomped on. Okay? And all the inhabitants of the earth, everybody. That doesn't leave anybody out. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, all the way around, and for the Lord hath a controversy with the nations. Okay? God has a problem, okay, with unbelieving nations, heathen nations. God has a problem with that. And of course, there are so many people out there today that are out there, they're shaking their fist at God. You're not the boss of me. Okay? But we need to think, yes, He is, and we need to start paying attention. Controversy with the nations. Oh, and one of our little books back there, does God have a controversy with the King James Version? Think about that. If you haven't read it, we have it back there. If you haven't read that little book, God does not have a controversy with the King James Version of the Bible. The only people with a controversy with the King James Version are unbelievers and anyway, so but He does have a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He is out there, through, Bible believing, Bible teaching preachers and teachers. Okay, He's out there, and we don't really have any God-given prophets today. There are some of them. There's a whole bunch of people out there who say they are, but they're kind of like a lot of the prophets we have today are kind of like the prophets that were the false prophets that God told Jeremiah to preach against. Mm-hmm. So, but he is pleading. He's pleading with us. He's pleading with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to to the sword. Unsaved, unbelievers, given to the sword. Okay? Saith the Lord. And when God says, you know, I'm saying it, it's going to come true. And thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth from nation to nation, and a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. Okay. Remember, in the future, he's going to make a brand new heaven, brand new earth, and you know he's gonna clean the place up. You know, you don't have to you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to. Oh, tomorrow, Monday, tomorrow, Earth Day. Oh, everybody's getting all you know. Oh, Earth Day. You know, what is anybody doing for Earth Day? You know, all that recycling. You don't have to worry about all of that plastic going into the yard, into the ocean or the landfills. You don't have to worry about that, because you know, it may be very shortly, maybe soon, God's going to clean it all up. He's going to take care of all our pollution. You know, have we been, you know, you can ask this question to the folks that are going to go out and do something, you know, sing Kumbaya around the campfire on Earth Day tomorrow, and yeah, and you know, pray that it all goes away. Well, God's going to clean it all up, brand new earth. But nation to nation, whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. It's going to be taken care of. It's going to be cleaned up. And speaking of cleaning stuff up, how many of you driven between here and Cle Elum any day? Casey notices it every day. The median on I-90 between here and Cle Elum. Have you ever looked at the median between here and Cle Elum? It is so full of trash and litter. Yeah.
All I see is the trash.
All she sees is the trash. Yeah. And everybody's so concerned about the plastic pollution and all that sort of good stuff. Okay. But nobody goes out there and cleans up the garbage in the median on I-90 between here and Cle Elum.
God's going to clean it up.
God's going to clean it up. That's the point. God's going to clean it all up. You won't. Yeah, everybody's.
He's going to burn it up.
Burn it up. Take it up. Take it all out. And yeah. And of course, he will be taking care of climate change and global warming too. And he will be doing a better job of that than any of our politicians out here today. Anyway, okay. Where was I? Verse 32. He will give that the sword. 32. Raised up from coasts of the earth. And this verse 33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Okay? And yeah, a lot of death going on here. They shall not be lamented. Nobody's going to feel sorry for them. They'll neither gathered. Okay, they're not going to. Nobody's going to go around with big bulldozers piling bodies into mass graves. So they're not going to be gathered together, nor buried. Okay? They shall be dung upon the ground. Okay. Compost. All of the evil unbelievers, the folks that say, you know, you're not the boss of me, God. I'm not going to trust you. I'm not going to believe in Jesus. Okay? I'm not going to believe. Well, compost. And it will be even on a of course, you know, you do remember that Washington State has you can get yourself composted instead of buried, you know, put in a pine box or scattered ashes. You can, huh?
That's gross. I'm going in the kitchen now, I'll call you.
That's all it takes.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
there we go. But yes, you can. That's an alternative to burial. Of course, it probably won't happen because, you know, I was thinking, you know, some submarine sailors actually will get their ashes and send them out on a boat that's going out to sea and have their ashes fired out the torpedo tube or scattered over the side of the deck. Yeah. Well, you know, I think a lot of them would enjoy the, you know, well, they're not, they're not around. But hey, now if they're believers, okay, and we've got lots of Gary Rich, the submarine sailor that I went to the memorial service for, you know, last month. He would probably be, you know, he's up in heaven, okay, he's a believer, and he would probably be watching if they did. I don't think they did that. You know, if they sent his ashes out on a submarine and launched him out a torpedo tube, he would probably love that. You know, watching from heaven.